never late. A cat always arrives precisely when he needs to.
If we say it at the same time, it must be true.
Almost like we're quoting something nerdy that we both watch. The way you can, here's actually the proof that we were rehearsing. The proof is, I have a capo on right now, and I'm going to take this off, but if you pay close attention, you'll see me put it back on when we play the song that we felt needed to be rehearsed. Curtain pulled back.
Exactly.
Did you guys all vote today?
Yes.
Got my sticker. Proof, further proof. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if I can see it. It's still there.
Funny story. Before my wife lost her wallet, it was being held together by probably 20 I voted stickers. So if you ever find a black clasp wallet...
Only 20? Wait, how old is your wife?
Well, we vote in primaries. We vote in...
Fair enough. You get a couple
locals.
out, every year.
We're over there.
Yeah. You start doing that math if you only vote in presidential elections. Hold on.
I did not marry her for her money.
If you didn't do your civic duty yet, the good news is we'll be done long before the polls close, so you have time to watch us and go vote. We gotta stop.
Tony, welcome to the weekly I Hate Love Sean Mahoney meeting.
Yeah, it is it. The hate love. As I was just gonna say before I got derailed again, is we got a lot of material to cover today, so we have to not spend as much time yammering on her. This is going to be a very long show. Then there won't be time to get to the polls because we're doing 5 songs, but we're doing 6 because one of them's a twofer. But we thought that we listened when you guys listened to our mental health set before, and we hear you, and that was a super, super depressing and very somber one-dimensional look at mental health. So we thought we would do it again and maybe try to lighten the mood a little and look at some positive things.
I had a thundercloud over me for about 2 days after that set. It was
when I went home to cut
so
that video,
good,
I didn't even want to watch it again. I was like, I need a minute.
right.
Especially the floating on the fourth. Like that one hit like a ton of friggin' bricks that week. But so this week we're trying to do a different spin on mental health, and the first one is sort of a success story. Not in the song itself, but the song itself is about a young girl who and her need for attention. I think we've all been there. Been that 18, 19, 20-year-old person starved for attention and just doing anything to get it, whether good, bad, just whatever it takes. But the good news is the subject of this song has recovered and is a fully fledged citizen of the United States and a great global human and does good things and has a doctorate and stuff like that. So
things get better.
Things can get better, even if when you start out you can't even tie your own shoes. The song's called Velcro Shoes. Sarah falls down again. You can see them all shake their heads. It's plain to see it pains them knowing they shouldn't help their friend. Sarah falls down again. Surprising to see there ain't never any shame in her eyes. Others fall, Sarah knows, clutching her closest friend. Unabashedly she gropes for the sky. Run, girl, with your untied shoes. You'll be able to lace them one day. Don't feel bad for Sarah. Sarah wears Velcro shoes. Will she ever learn to run life's marathon? Can she grow into that special woman you know? Sarah falls down again. Yes, she falls down again. Teary-eyed, you clap for the clown, but encouragement evades her. Stand beside a finish line, but prepare to watch her take a dive. Run, girl, with your untied shoes. You'll be able to lace them one day. Don't feel bad for Sarah. Sarah wears Velcro shoes. looks around wondering where the crowd has gone. Disappeared many falls ago. Who has time to clap for the clown every time she stands up on her own? Sarah falls down again, yes, she falls down again, when she knows she has to brush herself off, learn to love again. Sarah's gotta do it all alone. Run, girl, with your untied shoes. You'll be able to lace them one day. Don't feel bad for Sarah, Sarah wears Velcro shoes. Run with your untied shoes. You'll be able to lace them one day. Don't feel bad for Sarah, Sarah wears Velcro shoes. Run with your untied shoes. You'll be able to lace them one day. Don't feel bad for Sarah, Sarah wears Velcro shoes. Buddy. Seems to happen a lot. It happens here and it happens at shows sometimes where the monitor is just like next to me when it's like mostly for the piano.
Tried pointing it towards me a little bit too. Because
it's like Sir Ben's is always that way. It's like just this giant monitor next to me I don't really need. But like it's the piano without it is silent.
Right,
so
exactly. It's like you'll get it. You'll hear it.
Yeah.
All right. See you later, Steven.
Bye, Steven. Thanks for coming, buddy.
Anne Marie says, look at that short hair. I think it's actually just long enough where I can
it's all the way back so you can't even tell, yeah.
It works.
So last time we did a mental health set, we did a song about a singer. He happened to have written that one about himself, but this is a twofer right here, and the first half of it is written by the new members of Pink Floyd in reference to outgoing member who was the Lunatic. Syd Barrett had a lot of mental health issues and famously took a lot of different various street pharmaceuticals to try to cope. But I've always really loved this. I mean, Dark Side of the Moon is
up there.
Yeah, it's one of my all-time favorite albums. It's funny to say, it might not even be my favorite Pink Floyd album, but it's definitely like a top 10 album of all time. And these last two tracks flow together so nice. And it's kind of fun because particularly the brain damage section at the end, people kind of hold their breath as we're getting there to see if we're going to do it, because it's not... Yeah. It's like this huge cacophony on the album. There's like a choir and strings and these huge electric guitars, and we don't have any of that. So it's always an interesting to see people. And there's usually like at least one guy in his like 60s just belting out along with us too, which is one of my favorite things about doing this song. But this is Eclipse and Brain Damage. The lunatic is on the grass. The lunatic is on the grass, remembering games and daisy chains and laughs. Got to keep the loonies on the path. The lunatic is in the hall. The lunatic is in the hall. The paper holds their folded faces to the floor. And every day the paper boy brings more. And if the dam breaks open many years too soon. And if there is no room upon the hill, and if your head explodes for dark forebodings too, I'll see you on the dark side of the moon. Lunatic is in my head. The lunatic is in my head. You raise the blade, you make the change, you rearrange me till I'm sane. You lock the door, throw away the key. There's someone in my head, but it's not me. And if the cloud bursts, thunder in your ears, you shout but no one seems to hear. And if the band you're in starts playing different tunes, I'll see you on the dark side of the moon. All that you touch and all that you see, all that you taste, all you feel, and all that you love and all that you hate, all you distrust, all you say, and all that you eat, and everyone you meet, and all that you slight, and everyone you fight, and all that is now, and all that is gone, and all that's to come, and everything under the sun is in tune, but the sun is eclipsed by the moon. There's no dark side of the moon, really. As a matter of fact, it's all dark. That felt nice.
That felt really
That felt
nice.
real nice. What I, in interest of pulling back the curtain, there's one of the new ones that we're doing tonight that I required some lyrics for, and the lyrics for that song are on my laptop in front of me, and I keep looking at them when we're singing other songs, and it's not working great.
Speaking of peeks behind me a curtain.
Does that door show up, or does it just look like you were whispering at
The door won't show
me?
up. It's going, child emergency.
Children.
Okay. This is always a fun thing. There's a long time where you used to strum on A minor, and and I would just stare, trying to figure out which song he's going to play.
You got like three that
because-
start the exact same way
Yes,
on that
exactly.
A minor, yeah.
Because it was like, and he'd just sit there, grin, and just, and I wouldn't know what it was. So the benefit of having a set list is this is the first time you're strumming on that A minor that I know what song you're going
Half
to
the
play.
time, I'm not sure which one I'm going to start
No.
when I start doing that.
You get like 3 or 4 measures of it to make up your mind and torment me, and it's always been a wonderful little trash Trash Cat live gimmick.
First girl that I fell for was a fair and faithful fighter. She smoldered with a will to save the world. I did my best to help her, yeah, I stood shoulder to shoulder on the front lines with my visionary girl. I wish that she had cared for me, but in the end her ideologies occupied the fortress of her heart. I wrote her 15 songs, but still we had to part. And if music was the food of love, then I'd be a fat romantic slob. Music is my substitute for love. Last girl that I loved, she was a low and lusty liar. Set my heart on fire, then made me choke. Her beauty was a sight to see, but she didn't save it all for me. I found other fires by following the smoke. I wish that she had either cared for me or let me be, but she chased me from my mind and from my own. I wrote her 16 songs, but ended up alone. And if love is really all that we need, and even all my singing is never gonna save me, music is my substitute for love. Well, I've had many different girls inside my bed, but only one or two inside my head. These days I cuddle up to my guitar instead. But oh, what I'd give not to stumble but to really fall in love. I could substitute my singing for the sound of someone sleeping next to me.
Up we're 3 weeks of no Turner with a night of double Turner.
Double dose.
Double dose.
And that one's interesting. It's when you first suggested it for the set list, I was like, that doesn't fit into. And I thought about it. I was like, oh, that totally fits into a mental health. Like it's very, just like looking for that person that's gonna complete you and finding different ways of trying to cope, filling that void. Yeah, trying to cope.
And it's like, yeah, the song's a little dim, but
it's silly.
It's also blunt. Like, music has been my substitute for love. Bonus, Frank found love. He got married last year.
It's true. I doubt she likes that song. He apologizes a lot. He does. Frank Turner was doing these home live streams where he was streaming each of his albums one at a time, and as he was doing the older material, he found himself just relentlessly apologizing to his wife, like, and just letting everyone know, like, hey, I wrote this long before I met her. This
right. His bitter and jaded songs, like, sorry, honey. It's just awesome, and she's hilarious too.
She is really funny.
Yeah.
And she ran in and played the harmonica a couple times and did some harmonies and stuff.
She's the voice
fun.
of Pumbaa when he.
I haven't watched that one. I need to go back and watch that. Oh God. Speaking of just silly songs, this song is. So I went. Just speaking of Frank Turner, we were seeing him in Boston. It's like, I don't know, 16 months ago or something now, and. It was like a 4-night engagement, and he had all these different openers, and a lot of them I knew who they were, but this guy, John K. Sampson, I did not know who he was. We got to the show, my wife and I, and we're all excited, like, another Turner night. Just got to get through this opening act, and this couple that was standing next to us, like, hey, you seen John K. Sampson before? We're like, no, I've never even heard of him. What's up? And they're like, dude, you are in for a treat. And turns out I did know who he was. He used to be in Propagandhi, which is a vastly different band than the Weaker Thans, which is what we're going to cover now. But one of the things that he has done is he's written a suite of songs about his cat. And this particular one is a song about John's depression, and from the point of view of his cat. This is called APlea from a cat named Virtute. Don't you ever want to play? I'm tired of this piece of string. You sleep as much as I do now, and you don't need much of anything. I don't know who you're talking to. I made a search through every room, and all I found was dust that moves and shadows of the afternoon. And I listen to all those bitter songs you sing. They're not helping anything. They won't make you strong. So we should open up the house, invite the tabby 2 doors down, and you can ask your sister if she doesn't bring her basset hound. And as for things you shouldn't miss, tape hiss and the modern man, the Cold War and card catalogs, come and join us if they can. Girly drinks and parlor games. We'll pass around the easy lie of absolutely no regrets. And later maybe you can try to let your losses dangle on the sharp edge of the century. We'll talk about the weather or how the weather used to be, and I'll cater with all those birds that I can kill. Let their tiny feathers fill disappointment and lie down. I'll lick the sorrow from your skin, scratch the terror and begin to believe you're strong. Ever want to do is drink and watch TV. Well, frankly, that thing doesn't really interest me. I swear I'm gonna bite you hard and taste your tinny blood if you don't stop the self-defeating lies you've been repeating since the day you brought me home. I know you're strong.
I love it.
I love that song so much. I love that album so much. Reconstruction Site is the album. The Weaker Thans is the band. They are good. Or were good. I don't think they like tour or anything anymore. He's out solo and everything, but
Was the song. If you're following along at home, that was the song with the capo.
Christina Gort was very excited that there were cat songs.
Yes.
We're working on a cat-themed set list at some point because I have a song that we play that is about a cat, kind of. Now that we have that, we're like, oh, we only need to add like 1 or 2 more to to have an entire set. So when we decided to do a more positive spin on mental health, this was a song. We did not know this song a week ago, 2 weeks ago maybe, but so this was one that what we didn't need is more Frank Turner covers, but it just seemed...
We don't need those. But like I mentioned last week, he's got so much material.
Yeah, and we're such big fans.
It's hard to say no to a song that really encapsulates what we're trying to do in a set. So
the other problem is the other guy that we know that does Frank Turner covers, Ryan Van Sluten, does this song. So now we have like a potential disaster next time we play a show with that guy.
Yeah.
We just both cover this same obscure song that only we
We'd have to do a pact beforehand where, like, if we're starting to play a song that you're gonna cover, rush the stage, and just all of us play.
Have
it at the same
you
time.
met Van Sluten?
Mhm.
He can take both of us out in once.
Well, no, rush the stage and join us. Not
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
yeah, man.
Ryan's in much better shape than I am.
Right.
Ryan's in better shape than I've been since I was 16. But anyway, this song is about not worrying so much and just trying to kind of get yourself in a better headspace, like despite the fact that all these things around you are going to try and bring you down. It's aptly called Don't Worry. Don't worry if you don't know what to do. I've spent a lot of time in worried shoes. I wore them out through walking. It wasn't any use. Don't worry if you don't know what to do. Don't give up if you just can't get away. Don't listen to those bitter things they say. Put those thoughts behind you. Tomorrow's a new day. Don't give up if you just can't get away. Life hurts, love will burn. Don't we wish it weren't that way? And if it falls to bits, you shouldn't fix it, don't throw it away. Don't let your heart get hardened into stone. Lose yourself in looking at your phone. So many so-called friends, still you feel alone. You should spend more time with the do's and with the don'ts. Life hurts, love will burn. Don't we wish it weren't that way? When you can't pull through, I will help you, I won't push you away. Don't worry if you don't know what to do. Don't worry if you don't know what to do. Don't worry if you don't know what to do. Don't worry if you don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm doing. No one has a clue. But you'll figure it out. I might too. Yeah, that felt good.